Time, the number one asset that we get no more of. In fact, every day is one less day you've got to live. So how do we approach time? How do we maximize our time? And how do we feel like we're actually using time to our advantage? In this video, we'll talk about 3 key things to help maximize each day. Hi, it's Mark Waite from Mark My Words, where we help people fast track a comeback from a serious life setback. In this video, all the content I'll be referring to will be available as a download in the descriptions panel below. And make sure you subscribe to my channel and click the little notifications bell as well. So that way, when I upload a new video, you'll get notified of it straight away and you'll be up to date with all that's happening here on this channel. You know, time is something we don't get any more of. Each one of us have 168 hours a week, and it's how we spend our time that really determines how much value and fulfillment we have in life. And you know, it doesn't matter who you are. You can be the most influential person on the planet, or you can be the other end of the spectrum. Regardless, we all have the same amount of time. So it's really important to understand that time is your friend, and we don't know how many days we have in our life. That is something we just don't know. So it's very important we actually understand that every day is a gift. Every day is something that you can take as an opportunity to advance your life and the lives of those who are around you. So here's 3 key things, habits that I've developed. You know, when I was going through my setback, marriage and business collapse in 2008, it was a matter of me waking up one day and realizing that I was in my early to mid 40s. I had to start from zero, ground zero, literally. So there was automatically a time pressure on me that I placed on myself, because what I built in the first 20 years of my working life was, a lot of that was no longer around and had gone. And so I had to really make sure that the next 20 years of my productive life was twice as productive. My frame of mind was, I had this sense of urgency around the rest of the time that I had left. So all of a sudden, time became an incredibly precious commodity to me. And you know, money is different, because money you can make, you can lose, you can make it again, and that can come and go. But time, you can't get any more. What you've got allotted is what you've got allotted, and that's what it is. And so it's how we manage it, how we become good stewards of it, how we maximize it every day. And we live in an environment right now where there's so many distractions. There's distractions everywhere, particularly socially, on social media platforms, computers, and there's so many voices competing for our attention. So it's really important that you realize that for me, I had to learn a discipline around what I focused on to maximize the 24 hours each day that I had and the 168 hours each week that I had. So the average person works 86,400 hours in their lifetime, and you can work that out by, you know, you start work at 20 years of age or thereabouts, you work through till 65 years of age, although now some governments are saying, here's some good news, you can work till you're 70 or 75 before you get a pension. You know, assuming it's 65 years, that's 45 years. So people, you know, the average person works 40 hours a week roughly for 48 weeks a year. They generally take 4 weeks a year off, and they do that for 45 years. Now, if you work that out, that's 86,400 hours the average person will work in a lifetime. And it's important to understand that every hour that ticks by is one less you're going to get. So, you know, maximizing those hours per week is really important. So what's some of the things that I learned to develop to maximize my time, to take myself from being in my early to mid 40s, stone broke, lost the business, lost finance, lost the marriage. I still had 3 very, very beautiful children that I was responsible for. So how do you approach, you know, the time you have left? Number 1, work out what you want. Right? That is the number one thing that most people never get around to doing, because we've had so many people, voices in our head, educational influences, that just don't talk enough about being specific about what you want. And it's really important to work it out, you know, in terms of the lifestyle you want, how much money that's going to take to create that lifestyle, and how much income you're going to need each week, each month, each year to create that lifestyle. And so, you know, I don't know if you want to spend 86,400 hours in your lifetime, you know, working. I think that, you know, working's important, but adding value and really being of service where you can enhance people's lives in a big way is I think a dream for a lot of people. So for you to be able to have time and money, you know, if you had an amount of money that would return you a regular income, how much money would you need to do what you want to do or what you need to do? You know, is it $10,000 a month? Is it $5,000 a month? Is it $20,000 a month? Is it, let's say it's $200,000 a year. You know, you want a nice home, nice cars, travel, you know, no limit to where you can travel to, and money to have to invest in the causes and the programs that you really believe in that can help people. Let's say it's $200,000 a year, just using that as a number. How much would you need invested at 5% to return you $200,000 a year? Now, you know, if you work it out, it's about $4 million. $4 million at 5% is $200,000. So, you know, if you work it out, just divide 5% into 200,000, that'll give you $4 million. So now that's your goal, becomes your goal. How do I get $4 million, right? And so is that going to happen working a job? Is it going to happen working as an employee for someone else in the next, you know, 5 or 10 years, or whenever you want that to happen? So these are sort of questions you've got to work out. You know, what do I want? What do I need to create to get me what I want, so I can go and do what I really believe I'm meant to be doing? So, you know, prioritizing your time, working it out, know what you want first thing. Second thing, make sure that you have a list every day of what you need to do to progress. So having that goal broken down into bite-sized pieces each year, each month, each week, each day is really critical to staying on track, to making measurable progress in reasonable time to achieve your goal. So having it broken down into goals is really important. Just spend the time to come up with a master plan. You know, if you're going to build a house, you would spend the time to create the plan to build the house so the house stands long term. It's the same with our lives. We don't do that much with our lives. We're never taught to do that through the education system, how to develop a plan to create the goal to get us what we want to do. So we know what the goal is, so that the dream is to be in a position where $200,000 a year, say for example, is the result. We know we need $4 million worth of asset, right, or $4 million earning that residual income to create the $200,000 a year. We know we want to do that in say 5 years or 10 years from scratch. So what do we need? How do we need to spend our time every day to create that? For me, I had to go back and get a job, right, because I didn't have any income. My businesses were kaputski. They went in the GFC in 2008. So I had to go back and get a job to create that cash flow. And I spent to keep, you know, a roof over my head, my kids fed, my kids into private school, and to make sure that I could make measurable progress and saving some money, paying off some debt, and having that plan in place. You know, so, but I didn't want to ever have a job forever, because I wanted to be able to do what I really wanted to do. And I was 40 years of age and I had nothing. I was starting from zero. So having a plan is really important. Have the goal, know your why, and then secondly, have a plan. Have that plan broken down into bite-sized pieces each year, each month, each week, and each day. Spend the time to do it. Spend the time investing in the plan, because the plan, you plan your work, you work your plan. The next step is obviously backing it up then with action. So it's focused action. It's knowing, being reminded of what your dream and your goal is every day, and then having an action plan every day is to plan your work. And you know, your plan will become a reality. The plan will become clear to you when you know the why and you know the goal. When you know the why and you know the goal, the plan now is it narrows it down. It narrows it down to what you can and cannot do to achieve the goal. So I knew that, you know, for me, I had the goal and had the dream, and I knew I needed an income in the short term. That was the plan, but ultimately I needed some cash reserves out of my income to be able to invest in a business, in this case, to create the asset, to create the cash flow that would produce the result. Does that make sense? So in these days, you know, you can get started in business. You don't need a huge amount of money. You just need to have an idea or a concept, and then you can go to many different sources of information online, on YouTube, on Google, to educate you on how to create a similar type business from people who have actually done it. So there's plenty of information out there on how to do it, but the how-to is not the problem. The why-to is the challenge for most people. Most people don't have enough value in themselves to believe they're worthy of a big result like that. So, and big is relative, right? Big is relative. It's, you know, what your dream is another person's nightmare. Because, you know, there's so much about this that is to do with our mindset, our attitude, what we believe we're worth, what we're drawing and attracting into our life, what we're thinking about, you know, what we're focused on, how we spend our time. These are areas that we really I needed to really discipline myself around to make sure that I was making reasonable progress in measurable time towards making this a reality. And of course, these days for me, remarried, I've got myself fit and healthy, got myself on track towards helping people that have been through a similar journey than I have, that I just wanted to have a passion to help. And so this channel is all about helping people who have been through a marriage or business collapse and develop the mindset and the self-image and the self-belief and the self-value to know that, you know, sometimes crap happens in our life, right? Bad things happen to good people. Deal with it. You just got to suck it up and say, okay, that's happened. I can't do much about it. All I can do, though, I can take the next chapter of my life, the next chapter of the book, and spend that wisely by working out what I want, working out what the goal is, and then having a plan to make it happen, and then stay focused on the plan. Don't get distracted by shiny new toys. Shiny new toys over here and shiny new toys over there. I call them shiny new toys because they compete for your attention. You've just got to focus in on what you want to do, and that action plan, once you've established it, spend the time to establish it, then work your plan, plan your work your plan, and be relentless around it. Absolutely relentless. And, you know, to create something that you're passionate about isn't going to happen 40 hours a week. It does take some time, it takes some intention, it takes some focus. It's the first thing you think about in the morning, the last thing you think about before you go to bed. And sometimes after dinner at night, you're still working on your plan, on your goal, on your dream. That's the mindset. That's what it takes, you know. Get out of this attitude of, you know, 9 to 5 attitude, because, you know, we've all been taught that through the education system. You know, to be free and to have an impact on other people's lives, and to rebuild your life from ground zero in your mid-40s to being in the position where, you know, you own your home and you've got money in the bank and you've got some choices to do what you want to do. You remarry, you got, you know, in my case, a brand new baby girl who just turned 1 yesterday. In addition to the 3 other awesome kids I've got. It's just been awesome. It's a blast. I mean, if you had said that to me, you know, 10 years ago, I just wasn't in that headspace. But it's amazing when you take one step at a time and you actually sit down and work out what you want. It's so important that you do that, because it's amazing the doors that open up to you. You know, I could not have wished for a better wife, a better family. The education that I've learnt through my rebuild has just been such a blessing to me. So I've built myself up, I'm stronger, and you can do the same thing. You know, just doesn't matter what you're going through right now. You got to get your focus off the crap you're going through and onto the prize, onto the goal, onto the dream, because that is where you'll light yourself up. That is where you're going to be intentionally, relentlessly focused. Dream first, then the goal, then the plan, and then back it up with massive action. That's what it takes to rebuild. And I know you can do it. In the descriptions panel below, you'll see a link to my 10 bold steps. These are 10 bold steps that I took to help me fast track my comeback, and I am convinced that they can help anybody. So you've got access to that. If you just go into the descriptions panel, you'll see themarkwaite.com, my website. Click on that, sign up for those 10 bold steps, and they'll be emailed to you. Subscribe to this channel if you like what you see on it. Make sure you hit the little notifications bell. And until next time, I'll see you on the next video.